Recoup. Today is Monday, November 24th, 2025. I'm Sweets. This is Sid. This is our Monday check-in, where we talk about what we're going to be doing this week. Do you want to kick it off today, Sid?
Well, this week is cleaning up little fixes and bugs here and there, and focusing on talking to customers and getting feedback. I have a call after this in 9 minutes with the customer to set up the workspace. I'm realizing that we are so modular and so open-ended with so much things that could happen. People don't know where to begin, even with all of the 50 agents. So I'm going to sit with her and build out her workspace, and then just get some feedback from her. And I'm going to do that all week. That's my focus.
Great focus. On Friday, I removed sub-agents. We tried going down a path of taking Nico's feedback, who used to work as DevRel for the AI SDK and now works at Cursor. Sub-agents are just too slow and it fragments our tools too much, so I removed it. We now have week over week social scheduling live. Let me see if I share this without sharing a bunch of stuff that I don't want to share. So I checked this morning and it's tracking my socials in a sheet, which is actually, it's a practice I haven't had before. And it's not something I would have done without AI. And it's nice to have. Like I come in here and I've been checking it just to see if the tool is working. And it's just been nice to see, like, when I was in Argentina for Dev Connect, I was growing like 30 followers a day on Twitter. My Instagram has stayed relatively flat and it'll fluctuate up and down one. YouTube has been flat. TikTok went up one and down one. So everything's been flat in the past 7 days, other than Twitter that got like a boost up to Dev Connect and then went down a little bit. But this is now live. This was something that took us 2 or 3 weeks to build. And you can now tell Recoup to do it. What I've been working on today is implementing X402, which is now live for Recoup. So if you go to something like x402scan.com, anything that indexes X402 will now pick up Recoup as a service. So if you go onto this page, you should be able to search for Recoup. Let's see if we can. Because there it is. So if you search Recoup on X402 scan, you can find Recoup. You can find, we'll be adding more and more into our X402 repertoire over time. So far, we only have one endpoint that I threw today. And when I threw this in, I realized our backend API is on the brink of breaking from how much we've been doing with it. We don't have preview deployments when we push. Whenever we merge to main, there's like a couple 30 seconds of downtime where it refreshes it. We don't have auto scaling. There's a lot of stuff from just us home rolling it that we haven't had. And so what I've been going into is we now have Recoup API.vercel.app. This will eventually be api.recoup.com. But for now, I'm building it out in its own isolated environment. This is built on top of Vercel. So it links us out to the doc. Before, if you tried to visit our API page, there was no page for you to visit. Now we have this simple page that redirects you over to the doc, so you're learning how to do it. And where I've just been building out is refresh tokens. Because if you check out this I'm allowed to be sharing. If you check out our customers, I think what happens is these get expired, because if you go to a lot of these redirect URLs that our customers go to, it will say, URL not found, and then our customers just have a bad experience. And so what I've been doing is I built out an API endpoint that I just deployed so that you can plug in any ID and whatever you want the redirect to be. It'll be the chat, so that way it can restart the chat. You fire it off. It returns the latest info, and then it also updates it. And then we can check out the exact same customer with this new link. And this link will take me to a successful sign-in with Google. And so this is now going to allow us to refresh those tokens, no more expired tokens. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to update Recoup to add in a tool. So that way, when people need to sign in, they see a button. That button, when you click it, refreshes the token and then opens up this page where you sign in. Other than that, I'm going to be migrating all the API over and working on X402. How are we doing on time? We got 5 minutes.
Question.
5 minutes.
Two questions. One on camera, one off. First question on camera is, when you connected your Google Sheet just now, where was that token saved to? Artist account ID or account ID, user account ID?
Account ID. It is by the human signed in, not by the artist.
Okay. So
Does
it's
that
not a
match
share.
your expectations, or are you thinking it should be by an artist?
I'm thinking that we need to decide how to let the user decide that, because right now it's our YouTube is by artist, Google Sheets is by user. The more we add more, the more it's going to get a little bit convoluted if we're not very clear on workspace tokens that like change if you have multiple artists that you want to connect a bunch of YouTubes, right? Versus a user token, and also currently like YouTube tokens, anybody that shares that artist also shares that token. So thinking through the security of that, it's not a huge risk right now, but like as this grows, you might not always want everybody on your team to be able to change thumbnails on your artist's YouTube. So yeah, just that was just the main question, is thinking through it. But I think for now it's okay. We don't need to like make any changes. Just something to flag for the future when people start asking that question.
Awesome. Anything else before we wrap up and do your off camera?
That is it.
Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back on Wednesday for our midweek check-in.